Hey everybody, I'm Chad. Welcome to the History of Money for Kids. During this series, we're going to learn about the history of trade, money, and banking. In today's episode, we're going to learn about one of the earliest forms of trade, the barter system. What is the barter system, you ask? Well, let's dive in and take a look together. Before the creation of money, the earliest way to get things you needed or wanted was trading for them. This was called the barter system. Barter is another word for trade. People would trade what they had to other people for things that they needed. Have you ever traded something with your friends to get something you wanted? Well, back in the old days, how would you trade things that you had for other things that you needed? Well, much like kids today trade sports cards, toys, or video games with each other to get what they want, people did that for things they wanted and needed a long time ago, before the creation of money. Back then, if a person grew crops, such as wheat, and he needed animals, he may barter or trade with a neighbor who had pigs, cows, or maybe even horses. Then the two people would agree upon the amounts of crops for the animals and trade for them. Eventually, both people would be happy with the items they didn't have before. Pretty cool, right? Barter became bigger as villages had more people, and that started small towns, which later grew into large cities. As more crops were grown and more animals were raised, and the number of people grew, trading things became even more important. Why is this? Because having more people meant that they needed to have more things, like different food, clothing, shoes, and other items. Can you think of some other items people might have needed? People grew more food or made more things that everyone needed. These cities began to trade with other cities, and this started commercial trading, or bartering. Many places today, like people in Africa, South America, and Asia, still trade what they have to get those things that they need. This still happens where there is not a lot of money, or in places where people are farmers, and there is not much industry or other types of businesses like factories. Even here in the United States, farmers will trade with each other, like trading eggs for milk. Sometimes even in business, people will trade with each other to help each other out when there's not a lot of money. All through history, people traded the things they had and received what they needed as they came to an agreement. The deal was often finished with a handshake, which was considered a contract of honor. That is called keeping your word, and it's important. As you grow up, you'll always want to deal with people who keep their word and do what they promise. So in conclusion, trading or bartering is simply giving anything of value to someone for something of equal value. If you do someone a favor and they offer to do one for you, that's also bartering. Bottom line, you agree to give something of value to get something of value. When was the last time you traded something? Was it with a friend? Or perhaps your sister or your brother? Bartering or trading still happens today, but not as much because now most people use money. But trade still happens between individuals. Bartering or trading was replaced by using money to buy things. In future episodes, we'll learn how money came about. It's something really awesome that you should know. I hope you enjoyed this short lesson on bartering, and remember, knowledge is power. See you soon.